Welcome to the World Crisis YouTube channel. Can Qatar tell the United States of America, hey, take all your military bases out of here? This particular country has gone out of control, completely out of control, and is becoming a huge danger to the world. There is no international law and order. There is no rules-based order. The world's biggest terrorist, that is Israel, has now crossed all limits. They are completely out of control. They went and attacked in Doha, Qatar. And where did they strike? In one of the most prestigious residential areas, in an area where many embassies are located. In fact, right next to the building they targeted is the Chinese embassy, and there is also an international school nearby. The attack was carried out through 10 fighter jets, and reportedly 10 munitions were fired, almost 10 missiles were launched. Now the Prime Minister of Qatar says that the weapons Israel used could not even be detected by radar. Imagine if bombs started going off in the area in Delhi where all the embassies are located. That's exactly the situation that happened in Doha. Who were the targets? Hamas officials who handle their political affairs. They had gathered to discuss a peace deal, the same ceasefire proposal that Trump himself had put together and the United States had submitted. Trump is saying he didn't know anything, they did it on their own. Can that be true? America is the father figure. Israel is either their child or an attack dog. We'll return to why Trump said that and what his particular interest was. Reports say that the political leaders of Hamas are all safe. It is being reported that the Hamas political leaders survived because their protocol is to change the meeting venue once all participants have arrived, and everyone's mobile phones are collected when they get there. That's why they survived. In fact, the meeting was actually taking place near where the strike happened. Some reports also claim that the Hamas leaders did not attend themselves. Instead, they sent others. The Israelis thought the meeting was underway and carried out the attack. Reports say 6 people were killed there, 5 were Hamas members and 1 was a Qatari national security guard. Israel would not have attacked Qatar without America's permission. Qatar is considered one of the biggest allies of the United States of America. Qatar gifted the U.S. or to Trump a $400 million jet. They had promised mutual investments of $1.2 trillion. The United States' largest military base in the region is in Qatar. So what is Qatar's standing now? Or the standing of any Arab country? Qatar used to proudly say it was one of the safest places in the world, a major transit hub because Qatar Airways is one of the biggest airlines and transports people worldwide. Qatar's prime minister calls this state terrorism and even called Israel a bully. This kind of rhetoric goes on, but will their words lead to any action? I don't think so. How long will they remain slaves? I call them slaves because when you are beaten, attacked in this way and cannot speak or act, you are a slave. What conclusion comes out of this? First, Israel does not want to negotiate. Its track record shows that every time it negotiates with someone, it ends up killing that counterpart. How many times has this happened? Take the example of Iran. During nuclear deal talks between Iran and the United States, Trump announced that Iran should find a solution and make a deal. While negotiations were underway, Israel attacked Iran and killed the negotiators, Ali Shamkhani among them, even though he had publicly said in a Western media interview that they were ready to make a deal with the United States. Consider Ismail Haniyeh, the Hamas chief. They killed him and his entire family. They struck him inside Iran at a government guest house in Tehran. There are 2 theories. 1. A device was planted earlier. The IRGC's contrary claim is that it was an external strike. Their strategy seems to be, kill the person you're negotiating with before they can accept the deal. The same thing happened with Nasrallah and Hezbollah. A whole trap was set. Israel said it would do a ceasefire as part of a deal. When Nasrallah gathered with other Hezbollah members in Beirut in their bunker for a meeting, thousands-pound bombs were used and so many explosives dropped that several residential buildings were hit or destroyed. Some reports say around 300 people were killed. Such massive destruction to kill one person. This is Israeli terrorism. General Soleimani of Iran was also lured and killed in a similar way, persuaded to go to Iraq for negotiations and then killed there. This time it's the same pattern. Trump issued a last warning to Hamas, last warning, and they always do this. They don't want to negotiate, they set traps saying they will talk, then strike. When it seemed the other side might accept negotiation, they would kill them first. This is their playbook and there are so many examples. If you study Israel's history, you'll find from time to time these kinds of actions because they don't know how to negotiate. It's all a show. They are basically a killing machine. Another important question this raises: are Qatar or any Gulf countries or any Middle East states safe? What will happen to our world if a rogue state can drop bombs on whoever it wants? The Gulf kings who act proud are actually slaves of the United States and Israel. How many blows and how much oppression will you take before you realize? I think your hands are so tied because you trusted treacherous countries like the United States for your security, buying all your weapons from them, allowing U.S. bases to exist on your soil to protect you. That protection is not real, it's thug behavior. If some gang of armed people entered your home claiming to protect you with weapons, would they protect you or hold you hostage and force you to do what they want? That's exactly what's happening. We can keep talking, but will any action be taken? Can Qatar tell the United States to remove its bases? It's fortunate that we live in a country where foreign military bases are not everywhere and we are not anyone's hostage. Look at Qatar. Once Iran attacked and struck U.S. military bases there. That was a coordinated attack. And now Israel came and detonated bombs. You can't do anything. Israel in the past 72 hours has bombed 6 countries: Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, Tunisia, Qatar, and Yemen. They bombarded Yemen again just yesterday. Previously, they even eliminated Tunisia's prime minister and the entire cabinet. Why did they bomb in Tunisia? Because there was going to be a global flotilla organized by activists to break the siege of Gaza. Many well-known activists like Greta Thunberg and others had participated before. Israel hijacked that flotilla and kidnapped those activists. When the flotilla was set to sail from Tunisia, dozens of boats, Israel struck one boat with a drone and bombed it, then yesterday they bombed another boat. Their accusation was that these boats were bringing baby food and other essentials because Israel was not allowing passage. So what does it mean that a boat with a Portuguese flag, essentially a Portuguese vessel, was bombed by drones when it was in Tunisian waters? If this isn't terrorism, what is? This particular country is out of control, and it is becoming a huge danger to the world. Even if we sit here and think we are unaffected, it will affect us sooner or later. Their behavior is that of outright terrorists. What will they do next? Will they attack Turkey? I'm not joking. This has been discussed on their national television. Listen. All this talk in English is for an international audience. They lie there claiming they did not want this. If you hear them in Hebrew, you would understand their real intentions. Here we have a propaganda media. Here it's genocide media. Not only that, a senior fellow at AEI, Michael Rubin, who used to be at the Pentagon, has openly said that Israel could attack Turkey. This state is starting a world war. If we are not already in a world war, they are trying to start one. People say World War II was started by Nazi Germany. The Nazis of that time were those people. The Nazis of our time are these people. Negotiations over Iran's nuclear deal with Europe don't seem to be going well, and many experts believe Israel will attack Iran again. They are already attacking neighboring countries. Continuous genocide is happening in Gaza. The visuals coming from there are unbearable. Every day so many children are killed, kids going to fetch water are bombed. In Gaza City people have been told to leave because Israel wants to take the land, seize territory and kill people. They don't want to negotiate. Negotiations are a pretense. Famine has already been confirmed in Gaza. People are literally dying of hunger. It is the worst way to die. Children starve until they are mere skeletons, then their parents die too. It is the most painful way to kill someone. Israel is still allowing only a tiny bit of aid, which may be insufficient. What do these monsters want? They want Hamas to have no leverage at all, to release all hostages and to leave. What does Hamas want? Hamas demands not just a ceasefire but a full peace deal, the return of their hostages and for Israel to withdraw. But that's impossible because these people want the land. That is their target. If other Arab countries think they can live their lives while this continues, they are wrong. You may think it will not be your turn, but everyone's turn will come. Have you forgotten the map of Greater Israel? I am ashamed, my head hangs low, when I saw our finance minister shaking hands with that monster called Smotrich. The whole world wants to move away from this entity, this state called Israel that is committing genocide and killing children, yet here we are developing relations with them. Israel is an alien state. Smotrich is a modern-era Hitler. Some of his statements show he considers it moral to starve 2 million Gazans to death. He believes Gaza is all Hamas and terrorists, and they should be wiped out, Gaza destroyed and people put in concentration camps. Many countries, including European ones, have sanctioned him and banned him. Some are discussing banning him. A former head of Shin Bet has called Smotrich a terrorist. And yet our country welcomes such a monster. What message does that send to the world when we join hands with those committing genocide and considered terrorists worldwide? That may only increase our isolation. Look at where our FDI has fallen. It has dropped by about 96 to 98% in the past year. During Operation Sindoor, no one supported us. Not even Israel came to our aid. If you look at the world, international order hardly exists. If serial killers roamed your society without punishment, and were told, go on, keep killing, your society wouldn't function. We're talking about the whole world. Trump knew this was a game, and if he didn't, he should have taken action against Israel. Stop sending weapons. Say you will stop arms supplies. But will that happen? No. They themselves say, yes, we went to kill Hamas people, so it's okay. When any country raises its voice against genocide, it's targeted and bombed. This is the global situation today. The same is happening in our country and everywhere. If you raise your voice against the biggest terrorists who kill children and starve people, you can be imprisoned. That is the present condition of the world. A third point is that the whole world, including Russia, whose war with Ukraine is ongoing, a proxy war, is negotiating with the United States. Don't they see what is happening? Doesn't President Putin see what is going on? Because you have also betrayed them before. On one hand, negotiations are happening, on the other hand there are brutal attacks. Then you claim you didn't know. The same happened in Iran. Today the situation is such that who will trust any negotiation? When a mediator country is negotiating and then you bomb inside that mediator's territory, who will believe any negotiation? Qatar was a mediator, and you detonated bombs inside the mediator's country, trying to assassinate those who were actually negotiating. Israel is rampaging like a wild bull, dropping bombs anywhere in any country. Especially in the Middle East, this should be a lesson to the whole world. No one is safe here. America's bulldog can bite anyone and destroy anyone. How can negotiations continue in such a context? There will be no negotiations, only killing. You are telling the other side, don't talk to us, if you have the guts, come and kill us. How can you make a deal with such people? It's impossible. The world situation is getting worse and worse. The more such instances occur, the clearer it becomes. Go and bomb anyone. There is no international law and order. There is no rules-based order. When war is ongoing, are we already in a world war? The only solution is to isolate Israel. Stop trading and making deals with them like our country did, boycott them completely. Otherwise they will become such a huge danger to our civilization that, given the way their actions are proceeding, we could find ourselves in a catastrophic situation within 5 or 6 years. We may be in a situation so dangerous that the world itself could be devastated. This video is only for educational and entertainment purposes.